It's the Eagle Community Television Forum with your host, Gary Shorman.
Hi everyone, I'm Gary Shorman and this is the Forum on Eagle Community Television. As you know, we record this live at our Dillon's location every Monday afternoon. So we have a lot of fun here at our Dillon store. Hope you have a chance to stop by and say hi to our team. Our guest today is Grace Evans, and Grace is new to our community. She is the administrator out at Via Christi Village here in Hayes. And Grace, welcome to Hayes.
Thank you very much. I'm very excited to be back in the area.
Well, I mentioned that, are you still living, or questioned you whether you're still living out of U-Haul, and you said, well, you're getting moved in, but you've been here for what, a little over a month now?
Yes, we finally found a house, and now we're busy painting and putting things away, so it's a chore in itself.
Well, I know one thing about moving, it does allow you to clean some things
Yes.
out, but it can be a real fun time.
pain.
Tell me about your family.
I am married to Cody Evans. He's a big part of the racetrack here in Hayes. We have a 16-month-year-old, and he's a big part of our lives, and we also have 3 wiener dogs, so we stay pretty busy.
Oh, so you have a whole little
Yep.
family at
Yep,
home of
we
wiener
have
dogs running around.
3 girls and a little boy.
Tell you what, you moved here from Garden City.
Yes.
But originally grew up in the Oakley area.
Yes. We moved to Garden City, where I took my first job as an administrator there at Homestead Health and Rehab. And when the position came open here in Hayes, we decided that that was where we would like to be. As my husband says, we're next to the interstate versus having to drive highway. So we're glad to be back.
What about your education? What does one take as an education background to work at what would say Via Christi? We'll talk about that in a little bit, but work with seniors and really people that need health care.
I have a bachelor's degree in gerontology and health and human services. So gerontology is the study of the elderly people. I knew that nursing wasn't for me, so I have some knowledge of that, but not the clinical aspect. And I'm currently finishing my master's degree in healthcare administration right now.
Well, it's fun to have you here in Hayes, and let's talk a little bit about Via Christi and the village over there. Many people may drive by.
Yes.
What goes on in that building?
We are a busy facility. My part of the building is 96-bed long-term care. We also have an assisted living, and then we also have independent living apartments.
And what's the difference in Via Christi's part? How do you describe the difference between the long-term and those different
Oh,
cares?
okay. Long-term care is 24-hour nursing care, and assisted living, they have their own little apartments, refrigerators, and those types of things. And it's a lot more your own neighborhoods and things like that.
When you talk about going into and being a part of one of those communities, how does that process work? Do people just walk in and say, I need a place, or is it usually their families that you work
At
with?
Via Christi, we like to talk about the only thing that changes when you move to our facility is your address. However, you do have to have a doctor's notification and that sort of thing, the need for our services, and then we will place you where you are appropriate. So if you're needing a lot of medical help, then the more appropriate place would be the long-term care.
And when a family walks in, where do they go? To you?
Well, they'll stop at the front desk, and then we will direct you to the either the social services, myself, our executive director. We'd all be happy to help whoever comes in.
What makes Via Christi different from other facilities?
We are
other than you.
We are a religious-based entity. We practice a lot on your life matters is our motto at Via Christi. So everybody, whether you be a staff member or a resident, we want to make that the best experience for you. So that is why I am there. I am a liaison between the residents and the staff members, and so we are going to be the best that we can be for what your needs are.
You mentioned faith-based. How does that work into the everyday life for
We
your
are a
customers?
Catholic-based entity. We have a beautiful chapel in our facility, so we offer not only Protestant service but Catholic Mass and Rosary every day of the week. We welcome the public to come and join us, but it's a big part of, some people have more of a belief than others, and therefore we can cater more to those needs.
When you talk about your background doing it, the difference between your facility in Garden City you worked at and Via Christi, what's the difference there?
This organization has a lot more to do with the empowerment of staff and the residents. As I said, Via Christi's motto is your life matters, and that is one aspect that I really, really believe with this company. We want to see everybody succeed, whether you're a resident or a staff, and so we're going to do what it takes to make that possible.
Via Christi is a big organization.
It is.
It's out of Wichita. What is the relationship and how does that work with Wichita into Hayes, and what's the communication path?
There is a big corporate office in Wichita. I've been there. It's huge. But half of it is hospital and then senior care services, and then there are other different branches they have off of that. We answer to the long-term care, and then we have our boss, who is of the executive director, and they kind of direct us as far as what we need to be doing to stay within the company's compliance. We also have education that we are required to attend so that everybody stays a part of everything.
Well, when you talk about senior care, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back and talk about maybe that a little specifically, how that ties in with some of the new healthcare things and some of the questions. You mentioned healthcare in a group, and all of a sudden the whole conversation goes into, wow, it's really changing. We'll be back and talk a little bit more about that. Our guest is Grace Evans. She's the new administrator of Via Christi Village here in Hayes. Our program is brought to you by Hayes Med. Back with more after this.
Youthful body, tight tummy, smooth facial lines. Greystone Cosmetic and Reconstructive Surgery is here to help you achieve your goals and give yourself the new look you've always wanted. Greystone offers sophisticated surgical and non-surgical cosmetic procedures. With services now available locally, there's no need to wait any longer. Contact Greystone Cosmetic and Reconstructive Surgery at Hayes Medical Center today or online at greystonecosmetic.hayesmed.com.
It's a beautiful day in our super high-speed internet great customer service neighborhood. Like you, this is where we live. In fact, our company is employee-owned, so it's our goal to improve the quality of life for everyone in our community by delivering faster, more reliable internet, clearer, more feature-laden phone service, and tons of high-definition TV channels, all with a level of customer service and value you'd expect from people who are your neighbors. Eagle Communications, our community connected.
Welcome back to the second half of our program here on ECTV, our community-based forum program. We feature guests from around our community and including some new faces like we have on our program today. If you have any questions or comments, send me a note, gary.shorman@eaglecom.net. You can also find us on Facebook. Our forum program is listed there under ECTV Forum. Click on that, type it in, and become our friend there and send us your thoughts and ideas. Our program is brought to you by Hayes Med, and again, our guest today is Grace Evans, and Grace is a new administrator. New as, when was your start date?
December 22nd.
Okay, just not that long ago, to the Via Christi Village here in Hayes, and many of you have driven by out on Canterbury, right across the street from Hayes Med, and beautiful facility there.
Yes, it is.
We were talking going into the break about some of the challenges that seniors face.
Yes.
Not only getting older, that's hard enough to do, but some of the challenge in even healthcare. How do the seniors, and what are you taking a look at from your chair as to some of the questions coming up with healthcare right now? Because there's a lot of challenges here.
There's a lot of differences. I know one of the biggest question is, what's the difference between Medicare and Medicaid? What does that mean if I'm a private pay? Those types of questions we can always answer. As they become more complex, we can also direct people to who the appropriate person would be. If there's a division of assets, and the list goes on and on. There's Clink Skills here in Hayes. They're a lawyer. They are able to answer those. Our social service department is also able to answer questions. And then myself and our executive director, we're all there to help at Via Christi.
Well, you know, as people, and I see it with my parents, as they get older, sometimes it's hard to find the right answer to a question. And maybe in some cases it's not even easy to ask the right question because they don't know what to do, because the challenges and things keep changing on them. And coming into your office, can they call to set up an appointment, or is that something maybe you'd like their family to help with as well?
We welcome whoever's the main decision maker, whether it be the resident or the family member. What I have found to be the best option is a lot of times having both parties be together, because mom and dad may say one thing and the family is asking another. So if we can get a group there to ask the same questions, we can explain things as a whole, whether they're eliminating the middleman.
One of the other things too, I think, and I know when you look at, in my parents' case, you know, trying to find a plan before you have to use it is a better idea.
That's correct.
I assume that's not always the case.
No, things do happen. If you're in a hospital situation, the discharge planners over at Hayes Med are very good to help give you your options, and then they will do a lot of the legwork for you as far as contacting the facility of your choice. The other thing I would suggest is visiting facilities, checking it out, looking to see what you like about different places. At Via Christi, we are always welcoming different people to come in and visit us. We, like I mentioned earlier before the break, we have independent living, assisted living, and long-term care. We have a beautiful chapel. We have 6 neighborhoods in our long-term care, and we have a lot to offer.
Now, well, you just made an interesting point, because there are other facilities in town.
Yes.
And having a chance to be able to go and take a look and compare and find that, my guess is that it's better if you're feeling healthy and you're looking and doing some planning down the road than if it is at the last minute kind of
Right.
thing.
And we do have families, if their long-term or if their loved one is in the hospital, we have some families that will come and check it out on behalf of their resident. We welcome that, even if it's a short notice situation. We're always willing to help out where we can.
I've seen the commercials that
Yes.
you have, and you have some unique things. Is it an ice cream soda shop you have
Yes,
in there?
and we actually have a bar too.
Brandon, we're in. We can go right, and a bar to go
Yes,
with that.
yes, we have some neat things, and we have our own beauty shop. It's called the Main Street Beauty Shop, and we have neighborhoods that have activities.
When you say neighborhood, what's
Yes.
the name? What do you mean by neighborhood?
We actually have each neighborhood. There are 6 neighborhoods, and it's or their own little collection of rooms. Each neighborhood has a kitchenette, a family area, it's a den. It's its own little neighborhood.
It sounds like you have a fun place. And
Yes.
Brandon, I'm getting closer to this than you are. You have a few ways away. And
Yes.
You have a long time to go here.
Yes,
But
I'd move
nonetheless,
in.
if somebody has a question, what's the best way to find you? They may have seen you on this program. They say, boy, my mom and dad are, they really are going to be looking something in a few years. How do they find you and talk to you?
I would suggest coming by Via Christi. We'd be happy to show you around. If you're not comfortable with that, please give us a call. We would be more than happy to set something up in a manner that is most appropriate for your needs.
Grace, thanks for being here.
Yes, thank you so much.
Now, are you out at the race track with your husband when he's out racing?
Yes.
You don't race a car,
No,
though.
I'm a race fan by marriage.
Grace Evans has been our guest here. She is the new administrator at the Via Christi Village here in Hayes. Thanks for watching the Forum here on Eagle Community Television. The Forum is brought to you by Hayes Med and by Eagle Communication, our community connected.
Youthful body, tight tummy, smooth facial lines. Greystone Cosmetic and Reconstructive Surgery is here to help you achieve your goals and give yourself the new look you've always wanted. Greystone offers sophisticated surgical and non-surgical cosmetic procedures. With services now available locally, there's no need to wait any longer. Contact Greystone Cosmetic and Reconstructive Surgery at Hayes Medical Center today or online at greystonecosmetic.hayesmed.com.